What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the 11th Hour Game Channel. I am AJ Gels. Guys, it is once again time, my favorite time of the week. It's time for my weekly news wrap-up show, the 11th Hour, guys. So glad to be back doing the show. Well, I sound like I've been doing this for, I think this is episode, like, fucking 28. Holy shit, that's been a long time. What's up, everybody? If you're new to the program, basically what I do, I went old school this week. I actually got it written down on paper. Fuck that. Basically what I do, I gather news stories from around, IGN, Polygon, those kind of places. Actually, this week, majority came from IGN. I pick up news stories throughout the week. I talk about them. If there's ever something that I don't cover in one of these shows, you guys think should have been covered, feel free. Tell me down in the comments below. Also down in the description, something I'm going to start doing again. I need to go back and do some for some old episodes. I'm sorry, I've been busy this week. School was really kicking my ass. I'm going to go back. I'm actually going to add real titles. Title cards and the list of events down in the description. If down in the description there will be a list of events, probably for this one almost exactly when this episode goes up. Kind of listing the times, kind of time stamping everything that I talk about, so you can kind of skip through what you are. Like I said, I'm sorry, I've been off the bat on this one. This if you're watching this, you came here through my website. This is probably going to be the first one. I think it's like episode 15 that's gone up on the website. Sorry about that, guys. I'm doing my best. I'm trying to branch out, really kind of involve my social media and website more in the channel. Anything else? Other than that, guys, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, my website down in the description. Feel free to leave me a comment. Always happy to hear from you guys. If you're enjoying the videos, and you want to support the channel, please like and subscribe. Stay up to date on everything that's going on, all that good stuff. If you guys can't tell, I'm a little hyper right now. I'm in a really good fucking mood. I've been running a lot lately. I don't know. I feel really good. Finally, this shit week that I just had's been off. I'm guessing I'm about halfway through Quantum Break. Really stoked for that. My PS4 is really starting to piss me the off. If you don't know, I've been doing the Uncharted series. I finished games 1 and 2. They're already up on the channel. You can go find those Let's Plays. While I'm playing Uncharted 3, I start playing, I'm renting this from a local place, and the fucking game's already I think 5 days overdue. So I have to return it today. The thing is, I'm not done with Uncharted 3 yet, for 2 reasons. The first one, I got probably about 3 videos. I'd only need about 3 more videos to finish the game. And my game crashes on my PS4, and my save file corrupts, so I have to start all the way over. And then, as I'm recording last night to finish the game, I'm probably on the last video. My computer for some reason restarts, and I lose all that footage, so I have no idea where I can start up. So I might have to start the game completely over again. So I'm sorry if I'm extremely caffeinated. I haven't been sleeping a lot lately. I'm in a weird place right now. Mentally, although you watch me, I'm in a weird place mentally most weeks. That's kind of how it is. Actually, though, if anybody is wondering, I might do a slow upload for Uncharted 3. I still have most of the game done, so just if you're wondering where the hell that is, that's where the hell it is. Guys, I'll shut the fuck up. Well, not shut up, but you know what I mean. I'll quit talking about my own problems. Stop talking about this. Let's talk about what we came here to talk about. Let's talk about the freaking news. First story: the Xbox Next rumor has officially been debunked. If you haven't heard about this, the Xbox Next it was kind of a rumor. This idea that maybe we'd be seeing either a new Xbox, the next Xbox after the Xbox One. We might have gotten word of what it is, or it would be like the Slim or a new version of the Xbox, like the PlayStation 4.5. Microsoft has officially debunked this, saying it was the name of an internal team that worked worked on the release for the Xbox One. This kind of showed up, I think, on a LinkedIn or something like that for one of the people who worked on this team. That Lucy O'Brien at IGN was the one who that article that I saw. This is really interesting. This is an article I saw by Christian Nutt at Gamma Sutra. If you haven't checked out that site, it's kind of smaller than GameSpot, Game Informer, IGN, all them, but Gamma Sutra, GAMA Sutra, it's kind of a joke. Really interesting site. They do some cool opinion stuff. Go check them out. But this article, this kind of goes back on something I was talking about last week. Because last week I was talking about That Dragon Cancer developer. It kind of came out and was blaming, maybe not blaming, I think I'm being a little harsh on him, but he was basically saying, yeah, we aren't making a lot of money, we haven't really made back our investment on That Dragon Cancer, because people are, streaming and Let's Playing this game, and people are watching it and not buying it. And I understand that is a thing with Let's Plays. I understand Let's Plays are, I'm not going to say they're illegal, but I'm going to say they're probably in like a little bit of a gray area. Maybe not legality, but, how things work. But apparently the NPD, if you know who the NPD are, they're, the people who do all these statistics and, they cover what games are selling the most each month. And that's the NPD. It's what they do. Well, they released a new statistic, and I quote, that 69% of players have purchased either a game or DLC because they saw someone playing it online. This is of a survey of 1,772 respondents ages 9 and older over a 2-week period. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's why I do Let's Plays. If this is the first thing you're seeing on the channel, go check out some of my Let's Plays. You really kind of hear it when the way I do this. I try and find a balance. Some videos I probably am I try and be a little more entertaining. I'd be a little more out there, weird, whatever. But I also try and kind of talk critically about games. I compare them. I pseudo do vocal reviews. While I'm playing. So I kind of like to do a combination between both entertainment, which I think is part why people show up to these, but I also kind of like to talk about the games and tell and kind of say if people are on the fence, try and maybe sway their judgment. Maybe not sway isn't the right word, but kind of give you guys an idea of what the game is. It's kind of why I show as much as I do. It's also probably why I still haven't finished Fallout 4. Fuck. I still need to play the Automatron DLC. I'm sorry guys, I'm doing a lot of stuff with the channel, especially the Quantum Breakout, and it's just hashtag my problems. But yeah, so maybe I will think that Dragon, the designer over at That Dragon Cancer, I think he is right in saying maybe that Let's Plays have hurt their sales, but I think overall, I don't think Let's Plays hurt the industry. Maybe smaller developers, and I understand that copyright. I get that, and I understand it, and I feel for them, I do, but at the same time, I think it's a very good advertising tool. I don't know, I kind of come down somewhere in the middle, like, I see both sides. Granted, I see both sides, yet I'm on one side, because I do this, but, man. According to Vicky Blake at IGN, Infection Mode is coming to Halo 5 Guardians. If you remember, Infection Mode is kind of like a zombie thing. I think it's like one player started off as a zombie where I think all you had was a melee weapon. Or it's like you could only do melee attacks and you were like super fast compared to everyone else. And you basically, as you killed people, they became zombies. I think the only way you score points is by killing zombies, but if you start as a zombie, you win. I can't really remember how the mode exactly works. It's been a long time since I played Halo multiplayer. But that mode is apparently coming back to Halo 5. This is a fun one. This article by Joe Scrubbles at IGN. Also, if you hear me say this guy's name a lot today, this guy writes a lot. I think his position, he's like the UK news editor for IGN UK. Really, I like his articles. It's just like, it's like a couple weeks ago, about a month ago, I was doing a lot by Alex Osborne over at IGN too. It's a weird one. But apparently Blizzard has replaced, if you haven't heard about this, apparently the victory pose for Overwatch's Tracer character has apparently been undergoing some big controversy, and apparently Blizzard has replaced the pose. I actually kind of retweeted something by Justin Davis, also of IGN. I can't quote the exact tweet because I can't remember the exact wordage. But basically, he was saying that it's sad that a terrible group of just like these people who they're willing to freak out like they're gonna freak out and fight a video game character's victory pose. They care more about that than they actually care about actual women's lives, which I think some people would say, well, that's just being sad. I'm like, I think it's true. I mean, we're gonna complain that this is a video game character and all this, but you could spend your time fighting for better causes. But I'm sorry, I'm getting into my own personal philosophy. I'll try, maybe not try and keep that out of this, but you know what I mean. I'm gonna try not to get too preachy about that. But basically, they replaced it. The funny thing is, I think this is Blizzard giving the big middle finger to everyone, because they replace it with a similar pose. You ask me, it's fucking worse. It's hilarious. If I had the ability, I'd show the pictures, or I'd stand up and do them for you if that you want offensive. But no, I mean, it's the original pose was the character. She was like standing, about her legs were about little over shoulder length apart. I think I've seen Samus. I'm sorry, I'm not a Nintendo guy. From Metroid, standing in the same thing, like looking over her shoulder, having a gun up in one hand and down. I'm like, it wasn't terrible. I mean, it's like I've seen. I mean, yeah, it's maybe suggestive, but it's not. I mean, she was fully dressed. I mean, maybe in a skin tight out, but still. It's no worse than I think I've seen the position Samus has been in from Metroid. I don't think it's the worst thing. Trust me, if there's things you're going to complain about that's hurting women in video games, that's not the first one you go to. But they replaced it with, now she's still doing the same thing with her head. She's like looking over her shoulder. But she's now, it looks like a thing from like Sailor Moon or Power Rangers or some shit. She's like standing up on one leg, her other one's like up to her knee. It's so fucking stupid. It just makes me laugh that we're going to replace this. But we're gonna, you guys, because they're doing it the same way. It's so stupid. I mean, I think it's stupid that we're complaining about this. Even more so, I actually kind of like Blizzard's response. I'm not gonna lie. I think that's really funny. No offense to women, I have nothing against you, and I understand your plight, and I understand that there is an inequality in this country, blah, blah, blah. I say blah, 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 I'm just trying to save time, but you know what I mean. I understand that it is an issue. I think there are better ways to spend the time in advocating for other than in video games. If you want to talk about actual women in the industry and fixing, unlike Koei Tecmo, who won't release Dead or Alive Extreme 3 out to the West because, as they're putting it, women in the industry are having an issue, and yet I sit here and go, then do something about the women in the industry, not in the actual characters in the game. That's a poor argument. I'm sorry, I got preachy. Fuck it. Next story. Quantum Break. Shit. The Quantum Break soundtrack is apparently coming to vinyl. I'm sorry, I lost my place. Pre-orders are at IAM, as in lowercase IAM, 8-bit, 8-bit, the number 8, numeral. So that's all one word, .com/store. This went live on the 5th and is limited to 3,000 copies. So, they may be sold out, may not be, but maybe you can find them on eBay. I don't fucking know. Personally, vinyl doesn't interest me. It looks really cool, though. I will say that. Even though I don't think the soundtrack for Quantum Break, I'm not going to lie, I don't think it's that good, personally. But we'll also come with a digital download code for, a free code, so you can get it digitally. Article by Luke Riley at IGN. Now this bit of Quantum Break news, I think this is funnier. I think this is this goes online with I think what Blizzard did. It's not necessarily it's kind of giving the middle finger to people, and I love the way they're doing it because they're doing it so cheeky. It's great. But apparently, if your PC thinks you're running a pirated copy of Quantum Break, Jack Joyce, the main character, will appear with an eye patch. Like a fucking pirate eye patch, which I think is... This article broke by Matt Porter at IGN, but I mean, that's hilarious. You're pirating the game, so they're going to make you a pirate. And there was a Reddit user, Disaster, apparently found that you have the same effect if you log out of... let me think here. You log out of Windows and start the game, so you get the same effect with the eye patch. That's pretty funny if you ask me. And again, I like how they're not making it so you can't play it, but they're not gonna make it, but they're gonna kind of go, sorry if I actually gave the finger. I'm sorry. All right, guys. guys, this is the time. This is the time of the show. I always do this. I always kind of put these in one block. This is where I talk about the release dates, all that. This first one, actually, this is also by Joe Screbbles at IGN. This first one, fairly lengthy because it's not just the release, but apparently the Doom open beta will start at 12 a.m. Eastern. Yeah, Eastern. That's where I live. April 15th, and will end 11:59 Eastern time. The 17th. I'm sorry. It runs the 15th to the 18th. That's the times. But it also apparently this article also announced there will be 3 packs of DLC, each priced at $14.99 American. The first, and also it's slightly detailed. The first one, the first pack will include 3 new maps, 1 new weapon, 1 new playable demon, 1 new armor set, 1 new piece of equipment, new hack modules and taunts, new customization colors and patterns. And all these pieces of DLC will be available for the $40 season pass. Wow. Apparently, we now have the retail release for Rocket League's Collector Edition that will be coming June 24th to Europe and July 5th in North America. Thank you to Matt Porter at IGN. Star Ocean Integrity and Faithfulness coming to PS4 on June 28th in North America, July 1st in Europe. Also Matt Porter at IGN. Kingdom Hearts Unchained X is now available in North America on iOS and Android. Eric Von Allen, IGN. That is the best villain name. If I did fan fiction or actual creative work, I'd make Eric Von Allen. I'd make that that's an awesome villain name. Hand of Fate 2 has been announced for early 2017 for Windows, Mac, and Linux. Thank you to Luke Riley at IGN. Now the big one. This is my favorite. I've been waiting for this release date. It's kind of when I thought it was going to be. Gears of War 4, guys, finally has its release date. It is coming to us October 11th of this year. Super pumped up. I can't wait for this game. I mean, I love the previous Gears. Judgment was okay, but still, I love Gears of War. I have them. I have them all. Hell, I even have the Ultimate Edition for the first one, and I still plan on, probably before that, I'll probably play. Now that we have the backwards compatibility on Xbox One, I'll probably play all of the Gears of War games because I love Gears of War. But apparently they also released the cover art. Looks really cool. Go check it out online. I should Google Gears of War 4 cover art. I'd show it, except I don't know how to do that. I'm not great with video. I'm not great with video editing. Hell, I record this show on my fucking phone. Not saying anything against my phone. It's just I don't know. I don't have money. Either way, that came from us by Joe Screbbles at IGN. Give me a second. Okay. Along with this article also by Joe Screbbles, in an interview with Game Informer Rod Ferguson, the studio director of the Coalition being the studio in charge of Gears of War 4. Apparently, Gears of War 4, he's saying that Gears of War 4 will have split screen in all modes. This is also multiplayer frame rate will drop from 60 to 30, and single player will still be standard at 30 FPS. I believe I talked about that a couple weeks ago. Now this one's pretty fun. This coming from an article by Matt Porter, also of IGN. I think in the same interview with Game Informer, Ferguson was also talking about how Gears 4 will have a gore and language filters. I think it also said will also, which is weird because I don't remember the other ones having this. But either way, apparently, according to Ferguson, he apparently doesn't. They apparently don't want to over bleepify the game. I love how they use bleepify as a word. This is the actual quote, and I love this quote because there's so much cursing, and it's really fun to read the article because they're using the asterisks to cut out letters. But this is and I quote: basically, it's anything around the word fuck tends to get turned off. I tend to keep the shits. I tend to keep the bitch. Tend to keep the goddammits. That kind of stuff, just because it speaks to the characters. Also continuing, when you turn the mature language off, you're basically not going to hear the word fuck anymore. I'm sorry, that's just awesome that he just go through that. He's just I see the interviewer just going, well, he's sitting there just cursing. Although, frankly, if you turn the swearing and the gore off of Gears of War 4, it's like playing Brutal Legend. If you haven't played Brutal Legend, it's a really funny game. It does a lot with like metal music, and the main character is portrayed by Jack Black. Really, really funny game. I have it on 360. Man, if that ever became backwards compatible, I'd play that for you guys because that game is so funny. Either way, God, I'd play that drunk. Oh, that would be hilarious. But at the beginning of the game, you had a similar option where you could turn off cursing and the gore, which actually I've done and played the game without the swearing and the swearing and the blood. And actually, it's really funny because the swearing, because I don't think they bleep it. They change the words, and it's kind of like watching Snakes on a Plane on TBS, where it's. Oh God, what was the joke? What was it? It was Samuel L. Jackson saying, "I get these monkey trucking snakes out this monkey flipping plant," something like that. Christ. Apparently, Scott Ashby has canceled the Kickstarter for a Life is Strange sequel. This is by Mike Footer at Game Informer. This would be, I guess, okay with me. I mean, like, I'm sad because I won the Life is Strange 2. You can actually go see my Life is Strange Let's Play also on the channel. Which makes me sad, like I said, because I really like the game. I'd like to see a sequel. Granted, I think we'd have to do new characters, but still, I'd like to see a sequel. The funny thing about this is, though, there was really no explanation. I think there was in this article, if you go check it out on Game Informer, I think they said Blake speaks for all of us, because it was like, I think like somebody like posted something, this guy named Blake posts this, and he says, "We gonna get an explanation?" Or oh, come on now. I guess also in failed crowdfunding. Apparently, Rock Band 4 will not be coming to PC. I know, sad face. Apparently, after the game, they actually crowdfunded $792,817. They asked for $1.5 million. I think that's like 58%. Harmonix will not be contributing the remaining $500,000. Basically, to port the game, it would cost $2 million. So they wanted. I think they were doing this through Fig. So basically. Harmonix will not be contributing the remaining $500,000, and none of the money will be collected. That article by Samit Sarkar at Polygon. This article by Alex Osborne at IGN. Now, this is really funny, and this probably makes everybody excited that Mass Effect Andromeda gameplay got leaked. Ooh, it was a 5-second clip that basically showed we probably will have jetpacks. I'm sad. I'm like, like that was like clickbait. The name of that article. It's like we get to see gameplay of Mass Effect Andromeda. It's jetpacks. There's no shooting. There's no like real characters other than the person you're playing from behind. It's jetpacks. That's really all we saw, and it was, like I said, it was a 5-second clip. Made me a little sad. Although, granted, that's not the only Mass Effect news. I don't have this. This probably won't be in the in the list of events, but I did find this funny. But apparently, a video that somebody used, they did some like anti-Trump campaign video using Mass Effect. If anybody has a link to that or knows where I can find it, send it to me because I really want to see that. That'd be fucking funny. Apparently, I guess kind of talking about earlier from the Rock Band 4, the Guitar Hero Live dev, Freestyle Games, apparently has laid off around 50 employees. Best of luck to them. I mean, this isn't really a new thing in the industry. I mean, this kind of happens after a game's done with development. So who knows? But I mean, I'm assuming the studio's fine because it's remaining open, according to Activision. So, article by Joe Screbbles at IGN. Hajime Tabata has apparently said that Final Fantasy 15 will need to sell 10 million copies just for them to break even with how much is going into this game. Granted, Square Enix has kind of, maybe not corrected him, but saying that there was a communication problem. That 10 million is a high goal for the company. So who knows? Also by Joe Scrabbles at IGN. I don't know. I probably won't even play it. It's not that I'm not interested. It's just, I just don't. Well, yeah, it's just I'm not interested. I think, you know, like I have Final Fantasy X and X-2, you know, like I bought the remastered a while ago. I just haven't broken into it yet, just because, you know, I've been busy with the channel. There's probably gonna be a weekend somewhere that I just take, like, I take a weekend off and I just play that. It's sad that happened, because I mean, you know what I mean. It's I'm excited for people. And I mean, I don't feel bad for Square. I mean, it's Square; they'll be fine. Because I also don't see this game being a I don't know why I'm saying it's sad, because I don't see this game being a flop. I see it easily selling 10 million. I don't know. I mean, it's just I'm not. I think it's sad that I'm not interested, because I love JRPGs, but Final Fantasy to me has just gotten way too confusing. They've gotten way too. It's just personally, I'm like, I love JRPGs. I miss old turn-based games. You know, like Final Fantasy X. I love the turn-based system with the 3 characters and you swap them in and out. 10-2 was all right, but 12 was about as actiony as I could stand, and then 13 just to me. Yeah, I miss turn-based RPGs, which, God, Persona, get here. I want Persona 5, just I can get here. Oh. Apparently, though, that's not the only bit of Final Fantasy news that Joe Scrabbles has reported on, because he also reported this week another article saying that each episode of the Final Fantasy VII remake that's happening will apparently be the size of a full-scale game. Holy. Just make it one game. Why is this episode? This is like Hitman to me. This Square Enix, what the fuck, guys? And then, granted, I know Square Enix isn't developing Hitman. I know that's IO Interactive. Is it IO? Yeah, it's IO Interactive doing Hitman, and I understand it, but they're publishing it, and who decides this? Just make a full freaking game. Why are we doing episodic releases? That just, to me, it feels like a money grab, because to me, it's like, here's the first episode. If you're not sure you want the whole thing, you'll pay for the first episode. And then you'll pay for the full thing after. Because to me, it's like, I pay $60 for Hitman up front. Because I'm like, if I pay however much the first episode costs, but then I want the rest of them, it's going to either, it costs me more money to buy each of them every time they come out, or I then just shell out another $60, including what I paid for the first episode. You know what I mean? It's like, but that first episode doesn't cut into the $60. I still pay another $60 to get everything. It's just, it feels like a money grab to me, which I feel like, just release it all as one product. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think about that. It's I think it's I don't know. I think it's a little bad. You know, this is actually kind of interesting, because this is something I usually don't talk. Maybe I talk politics a little bit on this channel, but apparently a U.S. congressman is kind of under fire. U.S. Congressman Duncan D. Hunter, a Republican from California, is apparently under fire after a campaign finance a campaign finance disclosure form listed $1,302 worth of Steam games as, and I quote, personal expenses to be paid back. What the shit? A spokesman spoke on Hunter's behalf, saying that Hunter's son got a hold of the congressman's credit card to purchase a game, and that the rest were unauthorized charges. Currently, at the moment, this is not an investigation, or at least in the fact that that Congressman Hunter is being accused of wrongdoing. Article by ONS Good at Polygon. That's kind of funny, if you ask me. I mean, it's no. I mean, I'll probably talk about this when we get more on the story. But I mean, come on. I mean, usually when it's video games and politics, it's how are politicians trying to censor video games? You guys don't do it. It's. Ooh, I'm sorry. I I'm so not used to politics in video games being used in this sense. I'm so used to it being, it's like, we'll try and make it so Rockstar can't make Grand Theft Auto and Manhunt anymore. God, I love Manhunt. Make Manhunt 3, Rockstar. Just do it. Cripes. These next kind of three stories are sort of similar in their own way. Apparently, Everybody's Gone to the Rapture is coming to PC, according to Vicky Blake of IGN. I have no exact release date. Dear Esther is coming to consoles, according to Wesley Copeland of IGN. And even though this game is already available on PC, Telltale is going to help bring zombie survival game 7 Days to Die to consoles in June, according to Jose Otero of IGN. That last one really interests me. I love is like State of Decay, like those kind of games. Even though I'm not a big MMO guy, H1Z1, those I've heard are very popular. Not my kind of thing. I like State of Decay, where it's more of a single player experience. But I kind of like the survival in the zombie world, those kind of games. This is interesting though. Apparently, according to rumor, Fable Legends isn't dead. If you remember, back in March, Lionhead Studios basically canceled the game. But it may still be happening. I'll probably talk about this more as it develops, as we find out more. Matt Porter of IGN. According to Koei Tecmo, the Attack on Titan video game will be coming to North America this August for PS4, PS3, Xbox One, PC, and PS Vita, according to Steven Storm of IGN. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Some of these, it's really hard for me to keep talking about because I have no real opinion on it. More rumors! According to rumor, last month, Nintendo is apparently will be funding the Beyond Good and Evil sequel as an exclusive for the NX. But apparently Ubisoft has now just filed, this isn't according to rumor, Ubisoft has filed a new trademark for Beyond Good and Evil. So what this means is it's a remake. Is Ubisoft making a sequel? Is it actually funded by Nintendo? I mean, frankly, in that one, I doubt it. If Ubisoft's making it, I'm going to put money it's not going to be on Nintendo. Somebody correct me. Has there been a Nintendo game made by Ubisoft? Or has there been a game released on Nintendo made by Ubisoft? Because I don't think so. I think Ubisoft is strictly PS4 and Xbox. PlayStation and Xbox. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Article by Alex Osborne at IGN. Star Wars Battlefront's Outer Rim expansion is now available for people who don't have the season pass. It will be available for $15. Thank you to Adam Cooch at GameSpot. New information on Bioshock the Collection has kind of surfaced. It has apparently been listed by the ESRB, so I would put money that this collection is happening. Kind of excited about that. I kind of want to try Bioshock again, because I remember back when I played it. Our article by Vicky Blake at IGN, by the way. I remember I played it. If anybody knows the movie Stay Alive, I remember playing Bioshock right after I watched Stay Alive. I was playing it in the dark because my room at home, it's basically my room is in the middle of my house, so it's kind of like everything is built around my room. So I have I have a square room, so I have no windows or anything. So it's really cool because I don't get glare. So I just turn my lights off, and I don't get glare on my screen. But I was playing in the dark, and I'm playing the original Bioshock. I'm probably I can't remember how old I was. I was probably too old to actually be really freaking scared of this, but I'm oh, this is freaky. Oh, childhood. Apparently, according to a leak, that's not right. According to a new leak, God of War 4 will still star Kratos. In a very interesting way, though. It'll apparently be set in Norse mythology and not Greek. This is according to an article by Joe Screbbles at IGN. I find this interesting. Personally, I really like both Greek and Norse mythology. I also kind of hope that if this is happening, that it might not be might not be God of War 4. We might get a new name for it. Because I kind of hope it's maybe not a reboot, but it's kind of a jumping on point. I played bits and pieces of a lot of the God of War games, but I have no idea the overarching. I mean, like I have an idea of the overarching story. I just don't know all of it as much as I would like. It's one of those. I kind of hope this would be a jumping on point where it's kind of like we aren't going where we might reference the old stuff, so people who've played it, kind of get, oh, I get, yeah. But it's still kind of a new thing, which I'm kind of hoping for. Yeah. Apparently, at the Develop Brighton conference, Hideo Kojima will be receiving the 2016 Industry Legend Award. Congratulations to Hideo Kojima and all of your accomplishments. Apparently, when the latest patch, I used a bunch of different tenses in this one sentence. When the news patch for The Division drops, Ubisoft Massive, the developer, will apparently be permanently banning cheaters. This is only on PC, of course. So, but yeah, I think that's good of them. Article by Michael Pasalacqua at IGN. Also in Division news, I find this one a little more interesting. Apparently, on April 12th, the Division's first incursion mission. I've been following a lot of the stuff for the Division recently, like I probably should have been. I believe, from what I'm hearing, incursions are kind of like raids for Destiny. But these incursion missions, the first one, the Falcon Lost Incursion, will be available on April 12th. Apparently, this mission will be the hardest thing and the biggest challenge in the game. So hard that actually the game's lead designer, Matthias Carlson, still hasn't finished it. Holy, that's hard. That Matt Porter at IGN. Down to our final two news stories. This is fun. We're gonna talk some more Uncharted. Uncharted 4, obviously I believe coming out May 5th. Yes, I believe May 5th. Really excited about this game. I'm a big Uncharted fan. Like I said, you can go check out my Let's Plays. But apparently, according to one of the designers, Neil Druckmann, Uncharted 4's ending will apparently have people arguing. This is something, as he puts it, he'd rather people hate it than be indifferent. What the hell does that mean? I mean, I understand. I mean, yeah, it's like he wants people to have an opinion on it, and I like that. That makes me scared for the fact that I have I don't know. I agree with the people. I don't think Nate's gonna die. I don't think that they're gonna kill off Nate. Granted, it's Thief's End, but I think that speaks more metaphorically than literally. I think it is going to be the end of his adventures and his the end of what his adventures. But I don't think it's going to be his death. Or at least I really hope it's not going to be his death, because the great thing about the Uncharted games is you always kind of end on kind of maybe a little more uplifting note. So I really hope they don't just go depressing as shit for this one. Even though, granted, I think they said The Last of Us really kind of influenced the way they're telling the story, not the actual story. But I really hope we kind of end on a little bit of an uplifting note. Although with the title of Thief's End, I'm going to put money that we're going to see a main character die. Who that main character is, nobody who the hell knows. I think it's generally agreed on that Nate's brother is going to be a villain in the game. I'm pretty sure everybody's agreed with this. But I have my guess is two characters are going to die. I've gone out and said, I believe on this show before, and I've put my flag in, put my flag in the ground and said, no matter how much I don't want it to, I'm putting money that Elena Fisher is going to die in this game. No matter how much I don't want her to, she's my favorite character in the franchise. I'm putting money she dies, and I'm putting money the way this is going to happen. She dies. They're going to, she's going to say something like, kind of some nice dying words to Nate, how she really loves him, even all their problems and all this. I put money Nate's going to somehow end up together with Chloe Frazer later in the game, then we're going to jump into the future at the end. He's going to be married to Chloe Frazer, if anybody remembers Chloe Frazer. and they're gonna have a daughter. Maybe a son, but I'm putting money on daughter. If between that and it's you're either gonna name her Elena or it's gonna be something like that. And it's in that it's going to be revealed that it's kind of for both of these. I kind of feel like it's going to come out that these games have been Nate telling the story of his adventures to his kid. My other theory for the ending, kind of the other thing, is that Elena lives, which I really hope, even though it still makes me sad, because in this case, I think Sully's going to die, and I think they're going to kill off Sully, and again, it's going to kind of make Nate kind of give up adventuring, it's not worth it. He saw probably his best friend, his mentor, probably a father figure die in front of him, so he's going to, like I said, give up. Or somewhere in the game, Elena's going to come out that she's pregnant, and it's going to kind of give him that, he's like, it's time to kind of hang up the guns and, really settle down. And then they're going to have a kid. They're going to name him Victor or Sullivan, something like that. And again, same idea that it's, in that case, I think it's definitely going to be a son, because then, again, I think they're going to name him Sully or Victor, something like that. And again, it's going to be Nate telling his story to his kid. Again, this is all speculation. I'm not speaking for certain. We'll find out May 5th. But in our final story, this one I find really interesting. Uncharted, and I called this. I was talking to somebody about this. Maybe it was while I was recording Uncharted 3. But either way, I said because I think Uncharted 5 may still happen with a different developer, not Naughty Dog. That according to Eddie McCutch at GameSpot. I see this happening because I think the Uncharted franchise is a gold mine. Although I don't think it will continue with Nate, because I really do see Uncharted 4 as the end of Nate's adventures. But like I said, with those two endings that I was talking about, I see Uncharted 5 picking up with Nate's either daughter or son. I see them being his kid. Or I'd like to see a side story where I want a game where we play as Elena and it's her adventure. I'd love that. That'd be so much fun. But yeah, that's all the news I got for you guys. God, at the end of these, my jaw always hurts. Like, I'm not used to talking this much for this long. God, this has been a long episode. Guys, it's been a lot of fun. I love doing this for you guys every week. Trying to think anything else. Other than that, please go check out the variety of Let's Plays I'm doing. Tune in next week on Friday at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. Go to my website, check out my reviews. Follow me on Facebook. Find me on Twitter, all down in the description below. I'll promise I'll start doing some more shit with Facebook. I have to remember how to log into it. But definitely follow me on Twitter. You'll get access to, it'll pop up every time I do a video. I retweet a lot of stuff. I don't do a lot of original tweets. I do a lot of retweeting. All that. Leave me a comment. Always happy to hear from you guys about whatever the hell you want. You want to give me a critique. Please, constructive criticism, though. I hate those people who comment on videos and just say, this sucks. You suck. They're just bitching, and which is where I say, nobody's forcing you to watch this. I understand you don't like it. But if you don't tell me exactly what you're not liking, or give me, say, try doing this, or any of that stuff, I can't fix any of it. I you know what I mean? If you're just gonna say, I hated this video, you suck. What the fuck? How should I fix this to make it better? You know what I mean? I'm happy to work on it and trying to improve to make you guys enjoy it more. But if you don't, I'm not a mind reader here. Those kind of people. But I also say, and also, nobody's making you watch this. Just don't watch it. I don't care. You know what I mean? Yes, I care that I want you to enjoy it, but if you aren't enjoying it, you just don't like it, why are you watching it? You're watching it just to hate it and spread. That is the one case that I will block somebody in the comments. It's just, I don't want that for this channel. I don't want that kind of community. I want a community of people who will discuss and talk about games. Even when we might not agree, we'll still talk about them as, civilized people. Yeah, I know that's a rare thing for the internet. I'm sorry, I ranted there. But other than that, guys, if you do enjoy the videos, please like it and subscribe. Stay up to date on everything that's coming out. So yeah, guys, that's all I got for you this week. Tune in next week. Maybe I'll wrestle a bear. That'd be cool. Why just next week I get a buddy of mine to dress in a bear costume? Okay, guys, I promise I'll let you guys go. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I'm AJ Gills. This is the 11th Hour Gaming Channel. I'll see you guys next week. I'm out.